We can't hide it anymore. The silent love of Sam Heughan and Dakota Johnson. The wind blew through the Scottish hills, carrying the scent of snow and damp pine. In the cottage by Loch Lomond, the crackling fire reflected on Sam Heughan's face. He sat next to Dakota Johnson, the woman who, after years of captivity, had made his heart flutter for the first time. No more cameras, no more studio lights, just two people, naked with their true feelings. Dakota leaned her head on his shoulder, her eyes quiet. Outside, the night mist was thick, but in this room, the warmth spread like spring. I never thought we would go this far, she whispered. Sam giggled. Me neither, but I don't want to stop. Between two worlds. The first weeks after Crimson Horizon were filled with joy and anxiety. Dakota still had a contract with the American studio, and Sam had to return to Scotland to prepare for his final Outlander project. They lived in two worlds, she in the bright lights of Los Angeles, he in the ancient cobblestone streets of Edinburgh. Yet every night they still called each other, their soft voices echoing through the screen, sometimes just to ask. Have you had dinner yet? Did you sleep well? Perhaps that was what created this sincere love, no noise, no fanfare, just two souls trying to connect between distance and silence. Hidden moments. When Sam arrived in Los Angeles for the People's Choice Awards, they tried to avoid all eyes. Dakota appeared with a bright smile on the red carpet, while Sam stood at a distance, just watching her. But sharp-eyed reporters noticed his eyes were still fixed on her, a gaze that could not be hidden. After the event, they met backstage. The door closed, the room was silent, except for her steady breathing. Dakota moved closer, touching his collar. I've been watching you all night. I couldn't help it, Sam said, bowing slightly, his lips brushing her hand. In that moment, the world stopped. No more cameras, no more Hollywood, just the desire to be real. The long night before dawn. They decided to leave the city for a few days, to a quiet seaside suburb in Malibu. The small house was just the two of them. Sam cooked dinner, Scottish salmon, Dakota put on Norah Jones. Candles flickered, waves lapped against the porch. You know, she said softly, I thought I understood love. But it turns out, I never knew it was this peaceful until I met you. Sam put down his glass, looked deep into her eyes. Me too. I don't want this to be a temporary chapter. She smiled, leaning in slightly. Then don't let it be temporary. That night, the sound of the waves mingled with their breaths, laughter mingled with tears. They didn't need promises, just each other's presence. Like two souls finally finding their way home. When the world began to doubt. The more sincere the love, the greater the care. A Variety reporter reported, Sam Heughan and Dakota Johnson are secretly dating. Hollywood was abuzz. Dakota's phone rang off the hook. Her manager told her to shut up. Sam received a warning email from the studio, keep your image. Don't let your personal life affect your brand. They were silent, but their hearts wouldn't let them. In her small Los Angeles apartment, Dakota looked at her phone screen. Sam was calling. She turned it on, and his face appeared, tired but still gentle. Are you okay? No, I hate keeping this from you. I know, but we'll get through this. She nodded, her voice trembling. I am just afraid. One day they'll make us choose. If they make me choose, Sam said slowly, I'll choose you. Media storm. The rumors spread like wildfire. A blurry photo, Sam and Dakota leaving a restaurant in Beverly Hills, became the focus. Hollywood's new couple? Sam Heughan and Dakota Johnson holding hands. Outlander and 50 Shades fans began to argue fiercely. Some cheered, others protested. Forums were flooded with comments. They're so different. No, they're more compatible than anyone else. Sam is betraying his image. Dakota deserves to be loved after all the pain. Amidst it all, they just held hands, in silence. Sam took her to Scotland, away from Hollywood for a few weeks. At first, Dakota was led by him through small villages, through fog-shrouded roads, where people greeted each other with smiles. No one asked about fame. One evening, as the moonlight stretched across the lake, Dakota whispered, "If I could, I'd like to stay here forever." Sam squeezed her hand. "Then stay, even if it's just in my heart." A confession without flowers. Valentine's Day 2026. Dakota returned to Los Angeles to shoot an advertising campaign. Sam remained in Scotland. They were halfway around the world, but their love remained intact through short text messages. That night, Dakota received a small package sent to her hotel. Inside was an envelope, an old map, and a handwritten letter. "Darling, when you look at this map, find the little red dot on the shore of Loch Lomond. I am waiting for you there. Not to make you come, but to let you know, there's a place in this world where you belong. Sam." Dakota read it over and over again, tears rolling down the edge of the paper. She doesn't need flowery words. Just know that there is someone, across the ocean, who loves her silently like that. Between Two Souls. When Crimson Horizon was nominated for Best Romance Film of the Year, both Sam and Dakota were invited to appear on the talk show The Late Hour with James Corbin. At first, they wanted to decline, but in the end, they decided to appear together. Before the recording, Dakota walked backstage, her heart pounding. Sam was adjusting his collar. He turned and smiled. "Are you scared?" "A little, but as long as I am here, you'll be fine. I am always here." The cameras flashed. The audience cheered when they appeared together. James Corbin laughed loudly. "Oh, the audience wants to ask, are you two compatible in real life?" Dakota smiled slightly. Sam looked at her. That look, warm, sincere, answered everything. The audience applauded. A few tears fell amid the laughter. The night after the show, they left the studio in silence. The Los Angeles streetlights cast a golden glow on the empty street. Sam took her hand and whispered, "I think we just did something we can't hide anymore." Dakota nodded, smiling slightly. "And I don't want to hide it." They stopped under a tree, the wind blowing gently. Sam placed his hand on her cheek, a soft kiss as a thank you. "From now on," he whispered, "no matter what Hollywood thinks, I am holding your hand." Dakota replied in a trembling voice, "I won't let you go either." A new dawn. The next morning, the news broke. Sam Heughan and Dakota Johnson confirmed their love on live TV. Social media was filled with pictures of them looking at each other, smiling softly, their eyes saying it all. A major newspaper wrote, "In a world of vanity, they choose the truth. A love that needs no script, no director, just the heart." Dakota and Sam escaped the city, returning to Scotland. This time, they no longer hid. They walked hand in hand through the fields of purple flowers, not afraid of cameras, not afraid of rumors. "Do you think true love exists?" Dakota asked. Sam looked at her, his smile as light as the wind. "I know it exists, because you were here." Simple happiness. In the days that followed, they slowed down, cooking, reading, listening to music, writing new scripts together. Sam loved listening to Dakota tell stories about their childhood, and she loved watching him write in his diary by the window. Sometimes they still turned on the TV, looked back at that moment and laughed. "You look so nervous," Dakota teased. "I was just afraid you'd say, no." "Are you crazy?" I said, "Yes, a long time ago." Epilogue, in the northern sky. A late winter afternoon, on a Scottish hilltop, the cold wind blew Dakota's hair. Sam held her hand, pointing toward the sunset. "I used to think, to find someone you love, you had to go far away. But it turns out, you just have to stop, and open your heart." Dakota tilted her head slightly, the last light of day glimmering in her eyes. "I think," she said, "we've found what the world is looking for, a place called peace." He leaned down and kissed her, a kiss long, deep, and tender like a promise. Under the blue sky, two people stood in the wind, in the light, with countless stories to tell about themselves. But for Sam and Dakota, only one thing was true. They had found each other,